Hey there guys, Fearless Front coming at you today on a very cold and windy April morning. I apologize for my voice, I'm just getting over a cold, so I kind of sound a little nasally, which is kind of screwed up. Doing something a little different today, gonna do a little vlogging. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go pick up the lifted mudding mower from my buddy the Mud King's house. It's been sitting there since the last time we rode it. I don't exactly remember when, but you guys do remember the video if you've been watching me for any amount of time. We basically took it through like one mud hole and the thing just kept chucking the belt, and I don't know what was going on with the transmission, if it blew or not, so we haven't really done a damage test on this thing yet. So I actually gotta go pick this thing up from his house because it got snowed in before I could get it last year. You can see here the trailer has just been sitting here. The snow's finally gone from my yard. And the other thing about the trailer is I noticed since I didn't shovel the snow off it all year, the decking kind of got a little messed up. This piece of plywood's pretty soft over here, so I gotta watch that and probably redeck this thing this summer, but I'm not really worried about that right now. That'll all happen later, but we're gonna get hooked up here, get the Jeep going, and we're gonna be going for a ride. Alright, so we are hooked up and rolling. As you can see on the trailer there, I threw a set of tires on there because last time we drove the lifted mudding mower, we threw Mean Mower's tires on there because they were a little bit more aggressive. Those of you that actually watched that video saw that that tractor, it kind of worked good and it kind of didn't. We didn't really get a good chance to really test it out. It was, I don't know, it was kind of really bad first test drive of that thing. I didn't really put a lot of effort into the making of that tractor, which is probably why it did such a shitty job. And it just goes to show you, how much a little bit of effort goes when you're assembling these things. I just kind of threw it together, got it working because everyone wanted to see it go, and I didn't kind of really put the time and energy in I did with the Sears or the Murray or things like that and get a nice fit and finish. And I mean, those things rarely ever break down, if ever. But that lifted mudding mower was just one thing after another. I mean, we left the house, got halfway to the trail, and I think the belt kept kicking off, so we actually went back to the house, redid all the belt system, which there was never any video of that, and then we took it out again, which is actually when we finally got to do the romp, which ended up being too late because we knew there was a thunderstorm coming, so it ended up basically soaking the shit out of us. If you guys want to watch the video, you can go back and watch it. I'll link it right here. It's kind of funny. It's one of the lower points in my lawnmower building career, but it's kind of hilarious nonetheless. And I'm not totally positive as to what I'm going to do with it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking it apart and utilizing the parts on it, because there's kind of a lot of money in axles and brakes and bearings and things of that nature that I'm thinking about using on another go-kart project, more oriented towards my family, because I've already got two pretty badass off-road lawnmowers and a go-kart. So I mean, the lifted mower it's a little top heavy, and let's face it, the Sears would dominate it in every way as far as deep mud, and the Murray would just outrun circles around it. So I mean, it's really kind of pointless to keep that thing around. Well, we're finally pulling in towards the Mud King's house. His road really doesn't look like it's in much better shape than any of the other ones. And honestly, I haven't even seen this lifted mudding mower since I parked it here. So we'll see what kind of condition it's in, if any good condition. Alright, so we just arrived here at the Mud King's house. How's it going, man?
It's going good.
Glad the snow's finally receding, huh?
Loving that.
Yeah, I'm getting ready
amazing.
for spring. This guy's been busy trucking. He hasn't been doing videos. Well, one, because it's winter and none of us lawnmower guys typically do videos in the winter. And number two, he's driving truck and making money. So he should be a happy guy this summer.
I hope so. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, money is always goes a long way to making things a lot easier in life.
Yes it does.
Here's the man's tractor. Pretty much in the same condition you left it. What'd you say was wrong with it? Just the starter gear is what it needs right now?
Yeah, it's just the starter gear. The typical problem it's ever had was every now and then it takes the starter gear out.
Those plastic gears are junk.
Yeah, they're junk.
But they are the fuse point between the flywheel and the starter, so I guess they're necessary. It's just a problem of why does it keep stripping? So that's going to be the big fun thing to figure out for us this spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds bad. So here's the lifted. She is still covered in the mud that we left it there. Oh, there's a pulley there, you're right. Wow. So yeah, I gotta change the rear tires out on this thing. We gotta wheel it down to the trailer down below. Mud King here says it still rolls pretty good, so I don't think it'll be too hard. We're not gonna try to start it up. We're just gonna try to move it.
that lawn tractor, their business. Hey.
Definitely not going for NASCAR style tire changing here at all. Yeah, old Phil's front. He used to make YouTube videos about lawnmowers. Now he's on the pit crew. Yep, you're good. Well, it's hard to see with the shadow. You can kind of see the difference there. The tire on the left is flat. It's too bad I can't take Jesse's tires home. You think he'd be okay with that?
No.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He'd probably kick my ass.
He paid $400 for 4 of them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he might not like missing 2.
Yeah.
Ain't going nowhere. All right, we're strapped down, ready to go. Got the Mud King up there using my rattle gun on something. I don't know what he's doing. Rattling away. Well, all right, so the deed is done. We got the GoPro strapped onto the hood of the lifted mudding mower there on the trailer, so you guys are gonna see just how bad these friggin' roads really are out here in beautiful state of Maine in April. It is just terrible mud season this year. It's really bad. And if you hit some of these frost heaves, you know, at 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, you know, some of these speed limits on these roads, you will in fact destroy your car, which is why I drive a lifted Jeep Cherokee. You guys can see videos of these things just doing ungodly things in the woods on the rocks and stuff, and they seem to hold up pretty well, these Jeeps. So that's why I feel like I can drive down these shitty roads and be okay, because if these guys are driving them through the trails, driving them off cliffs and stuff, then well, I don't know how many of you watch Mad Ram, but watch this video of Charlie in the $1,000 Cherokee and you'll see what I mean. I mean, the guy beats the living crap out of this Jeep Cherokee for who knows how long, and stops, and it's still in running working condition, which is just absolutely phenomenal. You couldn't do that with any vehicles these days. The funny thing about having these crazy lawnmower creations on my trailer, as I drive them through town, I often wonder what people must think of me when they see me driving by with these just monstrosities of lawnmowers covered in mud, attached to the back of my Jeep, which is usually also covered in mud. I'm sure their thoughts are either A, wow, what a stupid friggin' redneck, or B, that's friggin' awesome, why didn't I think of that? And either way, hopefully they'll go online and at least express some interest in off-road lawn mowing. I love when you stop at gas stations, and when I'm going places with them, you literally cannot stop anywhere with these rigs and not have somebody ask you about them. Everyone's really interested in them. I was towing one to a off-road mower jamboree once with an ATV, both on my trailer, and someone made the funny observation that the lawnmower had way more ground clearance than the ATV, which is it's just great. I love it when people notice stuff like that. It makes me smile, especially when the guy that owns the ATV is sitting right next to me when he says that, and you look over and say, how much did you pay for that ATV? You know, a couple $1,000s? Yep. To me, an ATV is like a household appliance. You know, you go to the store, you pick out which color you like, you bring it home, you turn the key, and you drive the friggin' thing. I mean, there's really no sense of reward there. You're basically just doing some stupid, some stupid company a big favor by essentially buying an assembly of parts for twice as much as those parts are actually worth. You can go out and buy a lawnmower for right around, I don't know, you can get them, sometimes you can get them free, you can get them $50, $100. I paid $100 for my Sears, and you can just take that and, you know, add another couple $100 into it at the most, and and you've actually got yourself a pretty capable off-road rig. It's not going to be as comfortable as an ATV. You're not going to have suspension. You know, you're not going to have four-wheel drive, and you're not going to have the respect of the ATV riders. But who cares? Who needs them? There's plenty of them. They can go respect each other. I'm busy doing my own thing. See, you get ATVs everywhere. These guys are all over the place. Now, if you're doing something innovative with an ATV, then by all means, make videos of it. I've seen this. There's one particular YouTube user who doesn't need any shout-outs from me. His name is Oster Cruiser, and he's just got the most ridiculous Can-Am ATV I've ever seen. And his buddies do too. I mean, they all ride these ATVs with like 4-inch lifts and 30-inch friggin' silverback tire, which is just ridiculous on a four-wheeler. And I mean, these things got some serious power. So I mean, in that sense, I think four-wheelers are pretty cool. I would agree if you're doing stuff like that. But your typical off-the-shelf four-wheeler with no modifications doesn't really get me excited. I mean, they're nice to ride and they're fun, but they kind of take the experience out of off-roading because they're so soft and supple and they drive. And I just feel like the lawnmowers kind of put you in a different position than an ATV. You got to really watch what you're doing, and it's a lot easier to crash a lawnmower and stuff like that than your common ATV. But by all means, I'm not bashing ATV guys or anyone who wants an ATV. I would love to have an ATV personally. I just can't afford the cost associated with owning one in most cases. When something breaks on those things, it's just almost as much as a car to fix it. I'm just saying, you know, my interest is more focused towards lawnmowers, and in my experiences, it appears a lot of the people kind of agree with me on YouTube as far as enjoyable content. It's more fun to watch a lawnmower try to struggle its way through a mud hole than it is seeing an ATV just essentially dominate everything in its path time and time again. So that's why I choose to rock the mowers. All right, we're back. Looks like we survived the ride. So I gotta get this thing unloaded and park it. Well, there she is, boys. Mission accomplished.